Please, just picture this. You're living abroad, working, sending money, building a life. Then one good morning, you suddenly wake up to an headline. And what is the headline? Nigerian arrested for cyber fraud in the US. Again, your heart will bleed. And you say, what? Is it only Nigerians in the world? Not just any fraud we're talking about here. This one used email, spoofing domain names, and impersonation to steal more than $235,000 from a university in Pennsylvania. And this money was meant for something great. This our big brother was arrested in the UK on September 15, 2025, few days ago, and extradition awaited. And waiting with the story safe, it's a wild one, but also a scary one, and it's real. It's a real true life story. Now, let's meet him. Who is Mr. Farouk Adepoju? He is a Nigerian citizen living in the UK. According to the unreleased indictment by the US DOJ, that is Department of Justice in the United States, they said between March and April 2023, Mr. Farouk allegedly infiltrated a computer system belonging to a construction company who was contracted to work for a university in Pennsylvania. Now, how did he did it? Let me just analyze here. Mr. Farouk, what they used to do, people like him, right, is that they will make sure that they go online. When they discover that there is a kind of construction or contract going on within that construction company and the university, then they will now enter their email system. That is the construction company, people that are sending email to the university, that is their correspondent. People like Mr. Farouk will now take over that email address from the people. They will now be watching and they will be reading in real time, back and forth, the messages from the construction company to the university. When it gets to the time of payment, when the university wants to pay the construction company, then they will now swap the email address. They will change it. Let's assume that the correspondent from the construction company email address is kolade@bogidi.com. And that Kolade is spelled as KOLADE @bogidi.com. People like Mr. Farouk will now change that email address to be KOLADEY @bogidi.com. You see the problem now? It's only the Y at the back of E that is the difference. But the people at the university end there, the moment they see that kolade@bogidi.com, they will believe it's still the same email address. That I, to read through the name of that Kolade, that Y is the one that was added at the back. They will not have that eagle eye to look at it. It's only someone, probably, maybe, just 1 in 200 will discover that. And as long as they send that email to the construction company, when the email goes, if it doesn't bounce, then they believe the email is correct one. So now, the moment it succeeded in changing the email from the company now, what it will now do is that it will be monitoring the original email of the correspondent from the construction company to the university. The moment he noticed that money is about to exchange hand, he will now send email also to the university and instruct them that the payment detail is about to change, and they should change the payment details on their own side there at the account department to so bank account at so number. What do you think? Straight right away. The university, they don't want too long trenchy. They will now effect it immediately. And when the money was paid, it was paid to the account that people like Mr. Farouk is in control. And voila, as soon as that money entered that account, Sokwe Otilo, that is the end of that transaction. And people like Mr. Farouk, allegedly now, what they will now do is that they will now withdraw the money and, they will do fine boy around. Even, they can even go to Nigeria and become a chief there, or even enter politics in Nigeria. That is how that thing works, and that is how they do it. So instantly, Then the construction company, they are now waiting for their money from the university. The university now said, but we've sent the money to you guys 3 weeks ago. The construction company said, no, we did not receive anything. And from there, they now exchange the email. They now exchange, the bank account, the details, where they send, where they transfer the money to. And that was when the university now discovered that, it's like we paid the money into the wrong account, into the wrong hand. And what do you think? This is America. So right away, they involved the FBI. And FBI, they step in. By the time the FBI, when they now do their research, not only that Mr. Farouk allegedly siphoned the money from the school, but they discovered that Mr. Farouk is operating from the United Kingdom. And sharp, FBI now got in touch with the law enforcement agency in the UK. And that was when Mr. Farouk was arrested on the 15th of September 2025. That was a few days ago, and is awaiting extradition to America. This case we're talking about now proves something, that digital crime doesn't obey borders. The FBI, U.S. Attorney's Office for Western Pennsylvania, and the UK Law Enforcement Agency all work together on this case. Even halfway across the world, you can't hide. When you pull strings like this, they will get you. Farouk faces 6 counts of wire fraud. Each one carries up to 20 years in prison. 1 count of computer fraud. That one is up to 5 good years in prison. Now, start counting everything together and then do the maths here and let me know what you think in the comment section there. If you combine everything together, if Mr. Farouk is being convicted on all charges, this could mean decades in prison with Bunga on his hand. But legal reality can differ here. Sentencing gonna depend on prior history of Mr. Farouk. It's gonna depend on how big the harm is and or even whether the full amount can be recovered back from him. That will depend on the ogbono sentence that they will give him if he eventually been convicted. Now, what about the victim here? That is the university in Pennsylvania and its stakeholder, that is the students, the faculty, the taxpayers, even the construction company themselves. They do what? They lose their reputation. Because university contractors might be harder to trust them moving forward in their business. Many of the funds are not recovered yet. $235,000. That isn't just 1, 2, 3, isn't just a number. That money could have gone a long way into scholarships, staff payment, lab. Now, that money, it's likely gone into someone's pockets also. This whole mess shakes trust. Universities and businesses must now double check everything they do together. Now it's going to add a lot of burden to them because they need to check fini nowadays. And even the staff of the construction company and some of the staff at the university, they need to train them very, very well on cyber crime. This case joins a long line of cyber fraud allegations against Nigerians abroad. People using weak system, desperation, greed, or a mix of both to commit fraud. Also, the laws are catching up. The US is aggressively pursuing international fraud. The Department of Justice press release makes this clear that even halfway across the world, Mr. Adepoju was not beyond their reach. It's just like this, just draw him nearer. But this is a warning to everybody that no matter where you are, digital footprint, email trace, domain registry, banking records, they leave traces, on how to get you. But to you, you might think maybe, Modishegbe, I don't drum, I don't chop am, nothing will happen, no shaking. Odogu dey talk for where? As you the plan, say you want siphon money from them, the FBI and all your bunge agency, they too, they are working on how to get you. Please and please, my brother, more learn some lesson. Especially we will be say we dey for diaspora. Number one, don't think distance is safety. Being in another country, especially the UK or Europe, doesn't shed you if you commit trans-international crime. Notice say you know dey for America, place where we say you dey fast, say they no get you. My brother, they go ward here, yeah, from where you dey. Two, digital fraud tools are traceable. Spoon-feed domains, emails routes, yeah, so you change them. Those are sophisticated way of doing things, we understand. But nowadays, they also leave logs, IP addresses, domain registration data behind. But to you, you might think, what you say you don't do, you don't go. Be one. Three, reputation is fragile. Once the name Nigerian is associated with fraud, prejudice increase, real people suffer. Students, immigrants, workers, IT man, they all look at you kuro like this without their big eye. And so, none of us is safe with that big eye. 4, always vet business partners. If someone you work with, even someone overseas, communicates using old domain names, ask you to change payment information. Always verify through multiple channels. Don't just do it alone. Ask your colleague. Send message to IT department. Let them verify. Let them look at where that email is coming from. Everything is traceable. Please don't do it yourself. 5, legal risk and the cost of shortcut. The promise of fast money is tempting, we understand. But the legal and moral cost often outweigh this thing when we say you won't do. Now you don't hear that, Abi? Because this story of Farouk Adepoju is both warning and a big lesson to every one of us. Though he was arrested, he's now waiting for extradition, and also he's gonna face serious prison time if found guilty. And most of his prime time, he's gonna spend it in Kirikiri, where we say they for US there. But we must ask ourselves, how do we build integrity when we say we did for abroad? How do we hold ourselves to high standard so that one scandal doesn't shade millions of us? If you're abroad right now, whether studying, working, or even hustling, remember, your action matters. Your reputation matters. The eyes are watching you. This is AfricanBlackGoldTV telling you not just what's wrong out there, but how we can be better. Like, share, subscribe, and drop your thought in the comment. Do you think something like this can ever stop? What must change back home and abroad for this fraud to reduce? Please, let's stay honorable. And if you haven't joined our family, please kindly subscribe to this channel. And don't forget also to join our WhatsApp group. At the same time, if you have your own story that you want to share with us, please check the description. All the details are there, how to reach or how to contact us. Till I see you in the next video, please subscribe.